why do you look so down?
I want to prepare for the NMMS, but I have no idea where to start.
Oh,
Don't worry, I'm here to help. Gory Smart Channel has everything you need for NMMS prep. Just check it out. Subscribe, like, and share.
Really? That's awesome. I'll subscribe to Gowrie Smart Channel right away. Thank you so much.
Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about reproduction in plants and animals. All you know that the name is indicating that reproduction. So it is producing again, which means the organism is ready to give another offspring or next generation or daughter. So this is called reproduction. Reproduction is nothing but this is a biological process in which organisms are reproducing, are creating, are giving new generations or new offsprings, new individuals, or what do you call that, progeny. So the new generation has different names or many names. For example, progeny, new generation, or babies, or offsprings. So these are all synonyms for the new generation. So progeny or new generation or babies and offsprings, these are all same, but we are calling them in a different way. Anyway, sir, in the reproduction lesson we will learn how the organism is giving new organism or creating new organism. Okay, so let us know about the definition for the reproduction. Definition is nothing but reproduction is a biological process in which organism is giving new generations, giving daughters, or giving offsprings, or giving progenies. That's it. Okay, so generally the reproduction is occurring in two ways. It is occurring in two ways. First one is asexual reproduction. Second one, sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Second one is sexual reproduction. Before going to define these two, we have to know why the reproduction must be occurs. The reproduction must be occurs for the continuation of the organisms or continuation of the species. For example, I am a human being. If I am giving a birth to my baby, like my daughter or my son, they are my species. They are my species or my babies. So in this way, for the continuation of the babies, continuation of the species, the reproduction must be occurs. If the people in the earth did not get married for 1 or 2 years, then for these 2 years there is no human beings. In which way, if the human beings are not getting married up to 100 years, then after 100 years there is no human being on the earth. So there is no continuation of the human being. For the continuation of the organisms, the reproduction must be occurs. It's very simple. For the continuation of the organisms, reproduction must be occurs. Let us discuss asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction mode is only involving single organism. In the asexual reproduction mode, a single organism can be giving rise to a new organism. A single organism is involving in the reproduction, it is capable to giving new organism. So this is called asexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction, there is no participation of the gametes. A single organism can be giving rise to new organisms or new offsprings or new progenies. For example, a rose plant is there. If we cut a branch of the rose plant, if we penetrate or bury the branch of the rose plant, then the burial part of the rose plant will be grow as an individual plant after few days. So in this way a single plant is evolving, which means single organism is evolving. It is giving rise to a new plant. So in this way a single organism is participating and it is giving rise a new organism. So in this type of asexual reproduction, there is no two organism involving, a single organism is involving and there is no participation of gametes too. A single organism can be give a new characters or new babies or new offsprings. Let us discuss what are the types of asexual reproduction. Vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation. In the vegetative propagation there are many types again: cutting and layering, cutting and layering. After that budding and spore formation, and parthenogenesis, and fission. So these are types of asexual reproduction. In all these type of asexual reproduction, a single organism is involving, it is producing offsprings. Let us discuss about vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation is nothing but this process is occurring with the help of vegetative parts of the plant. Vegetative parts of the plants are leaf and stem and root. These are vegetative parts of the plant. For example, bryophyllum. If we see the leaf of bryophyllum, the edges of the bryophyllum leaf will have some plant like structures. If we cut this plant like structure from the bryophyllum leaf, and after that if you bury this part in the soil, then this part will be grow as an individual bryophyllum plant after few days. So here a single organism, a bryophyllum plant is evolving, it is giving rise to a new plant. So in this way this is also a type of asexual reproduction. In this type of asexual reproduction, leaf only involving. For example, if we talk about carrot or potato or what do you call that, garlic. For example, if it is potato, they have some eyes on the surface of the potato fruit. These eyes are also called as buds. These are also called as buds. If this bud part separates or detached from the potato, then this bud part will be grow as a individual potato plant after few days. So here in this process a root is involving, there is no other plant is involving, a root is involving, a small part of the root is growing as a new individual plant. This is also a vegetative part, this is belongs to asexual reproduction. For example, if we take a small branch of a rose plant or guava plant or mango plant, if we bury this part of the plant, then this burial part of the plant will be grow as an individual plant. So here a part of the stem, a small part of the stem is involving, it is growing as an individual plant. It will grow as its parent, So it is also a type of asexual reproduction. In this type of asexual reproduction, there is no two organisms are involving, a single organism is involving, it is producing new offsprings or new generations. Let us discuss cutting and layering. Cutting is a one type of vegetative propagation. In this type of vegetative propagation, usually farmers cut a part of the stem and they will bury this part into the soil, whenever this pot burials in the soil, after few days it will grow as an individual plant. So in this type of asexual reproduction, simply farmers cutting a stem and they are burying that stem pot in the soil, it will grow as individual plant. There is no plants, there is no two plants are involving, a single plant is involving, it is giving a rise to a new plant. And layering, for example, if it is a jasmine have long stems. The lower branch of the jasmine we have to take and we have to pour some amount of soil on the lower part, which means we have to bury partially the lower part. We have to leave this pot up to 2 to 3 weeks. After that, where we bury the branch of the jasmine, the pot will have roots. If we cut the root pot, then the lower part which is having the roots will grow as individual jasmine plant after a few days. So this is also a type of vegetative pot. This belongs to asexual reproduction. Simply the organisms are giving new organisms by its own pots, And second thing, budding. For the budding we have to take a yeast. This is a best example for the budding process. If it is a yeast is one type of fungus. It is giving rise or it is producing a small bud like structures on the surface. If this bud like structure discharged from the yeast, then this will be grow as new individual yeast organism. So in this process, small budding pods are producing from the surface of the yeast and they are discharging itself and they are going to be like an individual plants or individual organisms. So for the budding, yeast is the best example. Next, spore formation. Spores are just like small particle like seeds. For example, fern and what do you call that, moss. Usually they are initial stage of plants. They are not complete plants. They are initial stage of plants. They use it to produce spores. Whenever these spores reaches the soil, then they will grow as an individual plant. Whenever it reaches the soil, it should have the moisture or water. So water is a suitable condition for the germination of the seed. So that is why it should have the water. So water is a essential material for the germination of the spore. So generally fern plants and moss is giving spores. Whenever these spores reaches the soil or water, then they will germinate and grow as an individual. So this is also a type of asexual reproduction. Single plant is involving, it is giving rise to new plants. Next one, parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis also belongs to asexual reproduction. In this process, organism, whether it is plant or animal, a single organism is giving rise or producing new offsprings without fertilization, without mating male and female. The single organism can be giving rise a new offsprings. For example, ants and wasps and honeybees. Generally female ants or female wasps, female honeybees, it is itself doing fertilization and it is giving rise to new organisms, new plants or new ants or new wasps or new honeybees. Female ant or female wasp or female honeybee, it is itself doing fertilization. A single organism doing fertilization, it is itself and producing new offsprings or new ants or new wasps or new honeybees. So single organism involving and it is producing a number of offsprings. So in this process a single organism involving and producing offsprings. There is no two organisms are involving. There is no fertilization occurs. Okay. So this is what asexual reproduction. This is what asexual reproduction. You know, seedless fruits formation belongs to parthenogenesis process. Parthenogenesis process belongs to plants and animals. Some plants are following seedless fruit formation. For example, watermelon. Some water plants doesn't have a single seed in the internal part, which means they are following asexual reproduction. They are not doing fertilization. Whenever fertilization occurs, then seeds forms. There is no fertilization occurring, that is why seedless fruit is forming. This is one type of parthenogenesis, a type of asexual reproduction. Let us discuss about sexual reproduction in plants first. Sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. You know, flower is a sexual part of the plant. Flower is a sexual part of a plant. If you see the internal structure of the flower, we can easily understand what are the sexual parts of the flower. Ovary, stigma, style, and ovary. Ovary have ovas inside. So these are female sexual parts in flower. These three all together called pistil. These all three together called as pistil or gynoecium. Gynoecium, pistil or gynoecium. So stigma and style and ovary, these three together called as pistil or gynoecium. And filament and anther, these are male parts. Anther and filament. Anther and filament, these two belongs to male parts. This is female part. This is male part. These two together called andrecium. Andrecium or what do you call that? No problem. Andrecium. Anther and filament together called andrecium. This is belongs to male part in the flower. If a single flower containing male and female parts, then the flower is called as bisexual flower. Bisexual flower. Bisexual flower. If the flower containing both male characters and female characters, then the flower is called as bisexual flower. If the flower containing a single character of the sex, for example, if the flower containing only male character in the flower, then the flower is called as unisexual flower. In the same way, if the flower is containing female characters only, then also it is called as a unisexual flower. So unisexual flower means it is containing a single sexual characters in the flower, whether it is male or female, then that is called as unisexual flower. In the unisexual flower, the flower containing only one type of sexual characters, whether it is male or female. Right now, we have to discuss what is fertilization. Whenever fertilization occurs, then only offsprings will come. So fertilization must be occurs in the sexual reproduction. Here, fertilization must be occurs between the pollen grains and the ova. Pollen grains and the ova. So pollen grains are generally coming from anther of the male part. Anther of the male part or andrecium. So from the anther pollen grains will come. These pollen grains are called gametes. What are these? Gametes. So male gametes in the plant are called as pollen grains. Whenever these pollen grains reaches the stigma of the female sexual part, whenever these pollen grains reaches the stigma, then pollination completed. Pollination completed. So pollination is nothing but reaching of pollen grains to the stigma is called pollination. Reaching of pollen grains to the stigma is called pollination. Pollination occurs in two types: self-pollination, cross-pollination. For example, pollen grains of the same plant reaches the stigma, that is called self-pollination. So here the pollination is occurring in a single flower. In a single flower. In the single flower, the pollen grains are reaching same flower stigma. So this is called self-pollination. If the other flowers pollen grains reaches another flower's stigma, so here two other flowers are involving, that is cross pollination. And we can say cross pollination in a second way. Pollen grains of other plant reaches the other plant's stigma, other plant's flower stigma, that is also called as the cross pollination. Simple, if pollen grains of the same flower reaches the stigma, that is self pollination. If other flowers or other plants flowers pollen grains reaches a stigma, that is called as cross pollination. So in the self pollination a single flower is involving. In the cross pollination two flowers or two plants are involving. Simple. Okay, here the reaching of pollen grains to the stigma is called as pollination. Whenever pollination occurs, then pollen grains will reaches the vava of the ovary, the vava of the ovary. Then the pollen grain will reach the vava and fertilization will be occurs between the pollen grain and the vava. Then seed will forms. Then seed will forms. For example, if 6 vavas are there, then 6 pollen grains will go there and combine with them or fertile with them. Then 6 seeds will form. Then 6 seeds will form. Every vava will be converted or grown up as a seed. Whenever fertilization completed in the ovary, then this entire ovary will be grow as a fruit. Will grow as a fruit. So when the fruit formation is started, then remaining all parts of the flower will be removed from the fruit. So here simple, after fertilization vava is converting into seed, entire ovary will be converting into the fruit. So this is what sexual reproduction in the plant. In the sexual reproduction of the plant, we have to observe two things. Flowers have two sexual characters, one is male, second one is female. From the male, pollen grains are coming, these pollen grains are male gametes. From the female part, vava are coming, these vava are female gametes. Whenever pollen grain and gametes are female gametes, vava are combines or fertiles or fuses, then seeds will form. So after fertilization seeds will come and also the ovary will be grow as a complete fruit. This is what a sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. So here we have to remain one thing. Male gametes are pollen grains and female gametes are vavas. Vavas after fertilization will be grow as seeds. Vava will be grow as a fruit. That's it. Sexual reproduction in animals. Sexual reproduction in animals. If we talk about human beings, we are also belongs to animals, so let us discuss about human beings reproduction. In male, who have some special sexual characters, sexual organs like 2 testes, and what do you call that, epididymis, and vas deferens, and prostate gland. So these are important parts of our male sexual system. When we talk about female sexual system, they have 2 ovary or 2 ovaries and 2 fallopian tubes, and 1 uterus. So this is important part. These are important parts in the female sexual system. So ovaries and fallopian tubes and uterus, and here testes and epididymis, vas deferens and prostate gland, and penis also. Generally, when the male is matured, he is able to release sperm cells. These sperm cells are male gametes. When if the male person is matured, then these sperm cells are coming from his sexual organs. When female organism is matured, she is able to release ova. So ova is a female gamete. Whenever sperm cells and gametes combines, then fertilization occurs. Whenever male gamete sperm cell, female gamete ova fuses or fertilize, then zygote will form. So what should happen for the formation of the zygote? Sperm cell and ova must be combines or fertiles or fuses. When these two combines, then zygote will form. For example, if she is a mother or female, in mother's body ova and sperm combines, then zygote will form. This zygote will go to the uterus part of the mother. Then after formation of the zygote, it will take up to 9 months time for the fully formed baby. 3 months baby is called as fetus. 3 months baby who is growing in the mother's womb is called as fetus. Okay, after zygote formation, zygote will go through the uterus of the mother's womb and it will attach to the mother's womb and grow as an individual organism in the mother's womb only. So for the complete development of the organism in the mother's womb, it will take 9 months time. This is called gestation period. So what is the gestation period of the human being? 9 months time. 9 months is gestation period of the human being. Okay, 3 months baby of human being is called as fetus. Okay, in the female we are seeing sperm cells, these are gametes. In the males we are seeing sperm cells, these are gametes. In the female we are seeing ova, these are female gametes. Whenever these two gametes combines, then fertilization occurs, then zygote will form. Whenever zygote forms, it will go to the mother's womb and it will attach to the uterus walls and it will grow as an individual organism, and for the complete formation of the organism it will take 9 months time. This is called as gestation period. After baby born, the baby will grow as individual one. For example, if the baby organism is growing, if he is belongs to 11 to 19 years old, 11 to 19 years old, this is called as adolescence age, adolescence age, adolescence age, or teenage, or puberty age, puberty age. 11 to 19 years age is called as adolescence age or teenage or puberty age. Between these years, the male and the female, male and female are capable to giving rise to new offsprings, or they are capable to give reproductive organisms, or they are able to give their babies. So which means they are ready to mate, and they are ready to giving rise to new offsprings. So sexual characters are completely developed when while their age is going through 11 to 19 years, 11 to 19 years. In the 11 to 19 years of age, the people used to feel that they are heroes, and they feel that they are facing more stress, but that is not right. They are not facing stress, but they feel like that, and they are feeling like they are heroes, and their parents and their teachers and elders are very less to see, and they are zero to see to them. They feel like that they are heroes, that is why other people are looking like zeros to them. So this is the age they are feeling like they are heroes, whether they are male or female, they used to feel like that. And most probably the main problem in the teenage is they will have acne on the faces, which means pimples on the face. This is called acne. If we do regular wash, then the dust particles will remove from our face, and acne also will be removed from our face, and after few days our face will be free from acne problem. So we have to do regular face wash for the avoiding acne problem. So this is what about teenagers. You know, what are the changes occurs in the teenage in male and female? Let us discuss about that. If we talk about male, in the teenage, the boy's voice will be hoarse. This is due to formation of the Adam's apple. You know, if it is a boy, in the neck part he has a vocal cords. He has vocal cords in his larynx. Vocal cords are 9 in number. We have 9 number of vocal cords in our larynx. Due to the presence of vocal cords, we are speaking and we are talking and we are singing. Okay. When the boy is growing from 11 to 19 years, then these vocal cords will be grow in the size. Whenever the size is increasing in the vocal cord, then the voice of the male boy will be harshened. When we compare with girls, girls' voice is coming to sweeten, but boy's voice is coming to harshen due to the cause of Adam's apple. Growing vocal cords is called as Adam's apple. Adam's apple is appearing the neck of the boys. Whenever Adam's apple is developed in his neck, then voice will be harshened to the boy only. Okay. And so Adam's apple is appearing in the teenage of the boys. After that muzzle will be developed, and mustache and beard will be developed, and hairs also coming under the armpits. So this is important point of secondary sexual character of the boys. The hairs on or under armpits is the secondary sexual character of the males or boys. So hairs on the face, and also hairs under the armpits, and also development of the Adam's apple, harsh in the voice. So these are changes of teenage boys. Let us discuss about females or girls. In this age, they used to develop their sexual characters. The breast will be grow in the size, and also their voice will be sweeten, and hairs will be grow faster, and pimples may be occurs in the faces, and also they will have also hairs under the armpits, and butts region or pelvis region will be grows. So this part is called as pelvis region. So this is also growing in the age of puberty. So this is a puberty is also called as a confusion age. This is also called as confusion age. Confusion age. So this is what about sexual reproduction in animals. Thank you one and all.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it.